Welcome in, folks, to College Hockey Southwest Weekly's coverage of the Arizona State Minnesota series. It's the final regular season series, folks, for both teams. Arizona State traveled up here yesterday, got a morning skate in, and right now we are just a few minutes away from the opening face-off on the first of two games, Friday and Saturday night here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Big news today, of course, was the loss of Johnny Walker, who will not be on the ice tonight. He suffered a lower body injury during practice this week and tried to give it a go this morning. Had a little bit of a setback and will not play tonight, but he is listed as day-to-day, and we're hoping to get Johnny, the country's leading goal scorer, back on the ice tomorrow night. In the meantime, it's Joey DeCourt in net, folks. He's the guy that's going to have to be the backstop. And if you're asking me, the two big keys for an Arizona State win tonight are the defensive effort and adjusting to the size, the Olympic ice sheet size here at Mariucci, and also the goaltending. If Joey DeCourt plays like Joey DeCourt can play, we're going to be in for some good news over the weekend. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll be back between the second and the third periods, and again at the end of the game. And don't miss our podcasts on College Hockey Southwest Weekly at iTunes and Podbean. All right, final regular season weekend series. It's up here at the State of Hockey, they call it here in Minnesota. But I've got Captain Brinson Pasichnuk with me. So, Brinson, first of all, how was the trip to Minnesota?
It was good. It was one of the easier trips we've made all year. I mean, we're usually going to the East Coast, so just a quick 3-hour flight here isn't bad. Flight got delayed, but that was all right. We got to spend more time as a team.
So you get up here now in the last regular season series of the year. It's a big ice sheet. How are you adjusting to it right now after this morning skate?
I mean, personally, I love it. Yeah. I've always loved the Olympic ice. Just so fun. You get so much more room to skate and move the puck. So it felt good out there. The team looked pretty good. We're excited.
So what do you have to do to get two wins this weekend? What's the keys to victory?
I think we've shown what the keys are all season. I think that pretty much goes. You know, we've been really good at home all year. Maybe struggled a bit more on the road, but I think we finally figured that out. You know, the last 2 week or two home and away series. I mean, we swept RIT. I think that really helped show us that we can play on the road. So this weekend we're just going to bring that attitude in and outwork the other team, and good things happen when you do that.
All season long you guys have been focusing on what you do, right? Is it any different this weekend, knowing that the tradition here at Minnesota and the speed that they have and the skill that they have, especially on a power play? You guys thinking at all about that, or is it still all about what ASU does?
Yeah, no, it's just, I think you definitely have to be aware that you're playing a skilled team, but I think it's the same we've done all year. I mean, I think we do really good against skilled teams. I mean, BU, we played 2 really good games against them. So I think it's the same mindset this weekend. We're hoping and looking for 2 wins, and we're confident we can achieve that if we bring our game.
So the last couple of years that you played, it was a final, right? You played the last weekend of the season and you knew it was done.
Yeah.
It's different this year, right? Everybody's looking forward to what lies ahead, and my book, you need one more win. How important is one more win or a sweep, or is it the same as any time during the season?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's definitely important. We all know what we're playing for. A sweep would be huge for us, just get us more and more up the rankings. But we're just really focused on tonight like we have all year. I think that's why we've succeeded. We just focus on what's ahead, and what's ahead of us right now is just this Friday night game tonight.
Okay, I want to get personal. I want to talk about you and Josh Myers and your pairing. Yeah. Tell me what it's been like all year. You got a big freshman defenseman paired with you. You guys had a lot of success, and I want to talk to you personally. I know you're going to be very modest in this, but leading the country in plus minus, how important is that to you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's funny because when I set my goals with the coaches in our preseason meetings this year, my first goal was to have a way better plus minus this year, because I think I was minus 15 the last 2 years. So it's pretty cool being able to be plus 27. But yeah, a lot of credit goes to Josh. I mean, he's an unreal player, and you know, we complement each other well, I think, because we have each other's back. We know we're both offensive, and one of us always has to, most of the time, has to stay back. So if we make a mistake, the other one's got our back.
Brinson, appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend, and lots more hockey to be played.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Pre-game like a pro, post-game like a champion at College Bar and Grill. Located across the street from the iconic A Mountain and Sun Devil Stadium and a quick walk from Wells Fargo Arena, College Bar and Grill is your home for the best local craft beer, delicious creative cocktails, tasty food, and Tempe's best atmosphere for Arizona State athletics. College Bar and Grill. Pre-game like a pro, post-game like a champion. Online at ilovecollege.co.
All right, welcome in, hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. It's not the Desert Southwest this weekend. It's the state of hockey. It's Minnesota. It's here 3M Arena at Mariucci. I'm sitting in today with my good friend Jess Myers from Rink Live and Forum News here in Minnesota.
Welcome back to Minnesota, Scott.
Welcome to Minnesota. Well, what in the heck did you do to me? It's snowing out here. I had to fly a red eye.
I saw the Sun Devils play in December. I talked to you there down in Tempe, and guys were out wearing shorts in the parking lot and playing cornhole and stuff like that before the game. Not much of that going on at Mariucci this afternoon. We were getting pounded by snow. It's been just a crazy couple months down here with all the snow we've gotten.
You know, I was funny this morning. I came in for morning skate and I was joking because the Sun Devil guys were in their tracksuits, right?
Sure.
And then right afterwards, when they're leaving, I see the Minnesota kids coming in their parkas. I'm going like, these guys just aren't adapted yet, but they're going to be here for the weekend and then they'll be gone. But tell us a little bit about this Gopher team.
Well, you know the old Scandinavian proverb, there's no such thing as bad weather, there's only inappropriate clothing. So I think that's what the Sun Devils were suffering from. This Gopher team has been interesting. It's you could kind of say they've never really kind of taken off. They've had some spurts this year where they played pretty well, especially on the road, surprisingly enough. They go to Michigan and they win and tie, which is, Yost Arena is a tough place to play. They go to Ohio State just 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Ohio State just won the Big Ten.
Right.
They get a sweep at Ohio State. They go to Notre Dame in January. They get a sweep there. Then they come home and just don't play very well at home for whatever reason. And, the big blow to this team, middle of January, things are going well. They're moving up in the pairwise. They go to Michigan State and they lose 2 there. And that was really
hurt.
tough for them. That really hurt, not only in the standings and the pairwise and all that, but it really kind of bruised their egos for a while. You could tell they took a while to recover from that one.
In Arizona, we've been talking about the big ice sheet and the guys playing on there, and our speedy forwards looking forward to getting out here, and our defensemen trying to adjust to it, and the goaltender Joey DeCord loves it because he loves to play the puck. And we're going to see a lot of Joey this weekend, I think, moving it. But I was talking to your radio guy, Wally Shaver. He told me that this big ice sheet might not be the best for this Gopher team. Is that your thought?
Might not be. I mean, you've got some speed. You really do. You've got that freshman line they've got with Sammy Walker, last year's Mr. Hockey winner from Minnesota, anchoring it, along with Blake McLaughlin and Nathan Burke, who's an Arizona kid. And, we talked to him this week. He said he's had this one circled on the calendar for a long time because he knows a lot of these Sun Devils. He's trained with them. He's from Scottsdale. This is a big deal for him. So they've got some of that speed. The Gophers' weakness all year has been defense.
Right.
Not only in terms of keeping pucks away from their own goalies. 40 shots on goal are pretty common for Matt Robson and Eric Shearhorn. But the other part of that is they don't have that puck-moving, Scott Perunovich type defenseman that can make such a difference. And this is coming from the University of Minnesota. This is the school that gave us Keith Ballard and Jordan Leopold and Paul Martin and all these fantastic puck-moving defensemen. Just don't have that this year. So having those extra 15 feet of blue line to cover has really been a weakness at some points for this team because teams are getting an easier route to the net.
And for people down in the Desert Southwest that may not know, Bob Motzko in his first year here came from a very successful program at St. Cloud State. He's now starting to get his guys into his system, it looks like. Is that part of the reason why they're seeing success now?
I think so. And I mean, everything was new in November and December. Guys were getting used to Bob's system. Bob was getting used to them, kind of figuring out what he had there. Here's what he's got. He's got 2 really good lines. I mean, 2 really solid, first line and that freshman line that I talked about. He's had great goaltending all year. We talked a little bit about the defense. That's been kind of the weak spot. But the one immediate Bob Motzko effect that we can see. If you watch the St. Cloud State teams, their power play was spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, just a delight to watch. I always said I loved anytime St. Cloud State played at XL Energy Center or one of those rinks with a press box that's way high up, so you get almost the bird's eye view. Because watching that power play set things up was just a joy to watch tactically. The way they would always seem to find that guy wide open on the back door for just a tap-in goal. We haven't seen quite that yet, but the Gophers have had the best special teams in the Big Ten. Best penalty kill, best power play. So I think that's an immediate Bob Motzko, Garrett Raboyne effect that they're taking over this team and kind of instituting their things with it.
Should be exciting tonight because ASU's got a very good penalty kill.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they go to the box way too many times. I think the problem right now for them is, I don't know if you saw much about the AIC series, but in that second game, they had a 2-0 lead, probably played their best first period, maybe their best period all season.
Yep.
Had everything in control. Coach Powers told me he thought they could have scored 5 that first period and only got 2. But the second period, they got a little penalty box happy. They went 13 straight minutes on the penalty kill. And you know that's not good for any team.
You know, that kills you not only because you're constantly down a man, but you've got to keep running the same guys out there. You've got to, you tire out your penalty killers and all of that stuff. So, yeah, that just kills a team. That was the Gophers' problem the first month of the season, probably. Just way too many guys in the penalty box. Motzko joked, our penalty kill is the best in the Big Ten because we've had so much practice on it.
Right.
And they've played, I want to say, smarter hockey more recently. Now, with that caveat, they went to Penn State a couple weeks ago, and it was just a disaster. I mean, and, if you've been in Penn State's building, it's one of those intimate 6,000-seat places.
Right.
They've got fans, the students on one end, and it's real steep, and they're right on top of the opposing goalie. And if things start to go bad there early, they can go real bad there. And that's what happened Friday night. They lose 7-2 or something like that. Game just got out of hand. Saturday night, at Penn State, Gophers are playing the prototypical good road game. They're tight checking, they're playing smart, they got a 2-1 lead in the second period, and all of a sudden 5-minute major, couple minor penalties, you're killing penalties for the next 10 minutes. You look up and it's 5-2 Penn State or something like that, and it just that just kills you. And as a coach, when you see those kind of undisciplined penalties, that just drives you crazy.
Well, Arizona State's got a Minnesota tie-in, Demetrius Kumanzis, who I talked to earlier this week. He's excited about coming back here. Demetrius really came into his own over the last probably 2 series. Up at RIT was very good at AIC, and I know he's thrilled to be back here at Mariucci, where just a little over a year ago he was playing for Atlanta, trying to get a trip to the state tournament, which he did. So he's excited about being here. What's the scuttlebutt about Demetrius coming back?
That's one of those fun things that you see, not only with Arizona State, obviously, but seemingly every team that comes in here has got a Minnesota kid or two who, for them, this is the Super Bowl. Coming back, playing in front of the home fans, playing at Mariucci, with the Gophers, all of that. And, let's be honest, in some cases there are kids who feel, hey, I should have been recruited here. I should be on this team. I've got something to prove. Right. I don't know if that's, the case for him. The other one we already talked about, Joey Decord. Everybody's excited to see him. And you talked about his propensity to play the puck. Gophers have been scouting that for a long time.
I bet they have.
And Bob Motzko said this week, one focus of theirs is we got to be careful with the way we dump the puck in. We got to be, putting pucks in soft. We can't be ringing them around the boards where you play into Joey's hands because they know what he can do. And, having seen him earlier this season, one of those guys with the big pads, he covers both posts pretty well. I saw a buddy of mine who's a scout for the Ottawa Senators here a couple nights ago watching high school hockey, and he said, oh yeah, Joey's coming to town. He's one of our guys. I mean, there's already some buzz in Ottawa about getting him in that system. And let's face it, Ottawa needs just about everything right now. But he could be a nice addition.
On the flip side of the coin on that, my co-host on College Hockey Southwest Weekly, Tom Callahan, who's covered NHL and AHL hockey, had a little visit with Joey this week on Tuesday, and he put his arm around him. He said, Joey, Ottawa's rebuilding. You need to come back for one more year. So I'll throw out to Tom, who normally would be here with me, but he's back in Phoenix covering some stuff. But who knows what Joey's going to do. The one thing I will say with Joey, though, is the mantra at ASU has been be the tradition.
Yep.
And it means an awful lot to our seniors this year and the juniors that are coming up to quote unquote finish what they started, which includes getting their degrees, playing 4 years, not leaving early, not feeling like they're letting the program down in any way. So my gut feeling is Joey Decord's coming back, but we all know that the money will talk, and anything can happen between now and next season.
It's interesting because the Gophers are in a similar situation with Matt Robson. He's a Canadian kid. He came in here just last year, actually, because of some eligibility things, because he had actually signed with a major junior team at one point and had to get some eligibility back from the NCAA. He's a junior, eligibility-wise, so he could play here next year. But he was telling me he graduates in 2 weeks. He will have his college degree. He's got a kid who's had his agent following him around forever. So I don't think anybody would be surprised to see him jump at the chance to sign a pro contract after this year. And Eric Shearhorn, the Gophers' other goalie, is a senior, so that would leave a couple job openings there next season. That's always the interesting thing, to see that turnaround. You see if guys are going to make that jump and sign early.
Well, Jess, I appreciate your time. We'll see you all weekend up here. Always great hospitality in Minnesota. I had a really good time all day today when I've been hanging around here. And just, you walk around this building, you see everything on the wall. You see the Rozos, you see the Warroads, you see a little bit of everything here. So it's truly the state of hockey, and glad to be up here, glad to be visiting with you.
Hey, we're glad to have the Sun Devils here. I went to my first club game at Tucson Convention Center in about 1990. Saw about 5,000 drunk Arizona fans. I thought, man, if they could ever do hockey for real down here, it could be something. Well, now it is, and it's great to have the Sun Devils playing at this level and have them here.
Let me put this closing statement out. He said he saw it in 1990, which means he was a 5-year-old, folks, when he was down there.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a junior in college, but whatever.
All right, that's it from the pregame here on Friday night at the 3M Arena from Mariucci. I'm trying to get that right.
I still just call it Mariucci. It's kind of like the Sears Tower. It'll always be the Sears Tower.
Exactly, but whatever. The venue's beautiful. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great weekend of hockey. Stay tuned.
Behind the Mask Hockey Shop, celebrating 25 years of exceptional service to the Arizona hockey community, offering the top brands and an educated staff of hockey players to help you choose the right gear for you. Visit any one of our 3 Valley locations or check us out online at behindthemask.com.
All right, welcome in, college hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. Well, this one's a final. It's Minnesota Golden Gophers 5, your Arizona State Sun Devils 1. Definitely not the performance Coach Powers and the team were looking for. A third period parade to the penalty box. Again, I believe 9 or possibly even 10 straight penalties on the Sun Devils. Made it nearly impossible to stay in the game. Credit tonight goes to Joey DeCord, though, for hanging in there. Joey had a 37 save night unofficially. Unbelievable performance on Joey's end. Without him, who knows where this game may have ended up. But here's the good news, folks. It's only one game, it's only one loss, and there's another game tomorrow night. So time to flush this one, move on, and prepare yourself for the final regular season game of the season. This will definitely hurt a little bit, but you need to come back and do the best that you can do on this final night. Give it your effort, and then just see where things fall in the NCAA regional tournament. The Golden Gophers were dominant, they were fast, they were quick, and if you listen to my opinion earlier in the week, I said the 2 things the Sun Devils could not do if they expected to win here at Minnesota was take penalties and not play very well defensively. And tonight, they weren't good either ends, folks. It was brave to the penalty box, as I said, and the defensive pair seemed to be either out of gas or out of position most of the game. Give credit to Minnesota. They hung in there. They battled. They created chances, and more importantly, they got on the power play. They buried their chances. There's a reason this power play is where it's at in the nation. And what more do you say, folks? It's just time to flush it, move on, and see what tomorrow night brings. Guaranteed one thing: Coach Powers will not let his team end their season, their regular season, with a performance like this. So I expect nothing but a high performance tomorrow, and I'm going to predict it now. I say the Sun Devils come out with a victory tomorrow night. That's all from tonight here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. We'll be back tomorrow night. Please tune into our podcast at College Hockey Southwest Weekly, and stay up to date with everything Sun Devil hockey. That's it for tonight.